It is time for all things current in California politics. Joining me again today, Editor-in-Chief, Capital Weekly publication, Rich Eisen. Rich, a lot to chew on today. Dana Williamson, former chief of staff for Governor Newsom, and two other people charged with stealing money, corruption. Has this rocked the Capitol?
Yeah, short version, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look, I think it took all of us by surprise. Of course, I was at an event with many other folks in our world, and, it went through the room like wildfire. You could see, all the reporters suddenly getting up and running out of the room, and several had to leave and go to the courthouse and that kind of thing. I think it's certainly, been extraordinarily impactful on the governor. They were very quick to note that, Dana does not work for the governor anymore, and that all of these things that she is accused of doing happened before she became his chief of staff. Because they know that this is going to get used against him, and I think we're all pretty confident he's going to run for president. So, yeah, this was a big hit.
She had alleged co-conspirators in this, Greg Campbell, Sean McCluskey, allegedly. But they have pled guilty, and they are cooperating, which would mean, if this is all true, Dana Williamson has a very steep uphill fight to prove innocence here. Yeah,
when others involved are already cooperating, it would certainly seem to make it a really heavy lift for her. Now, her attorney is a former U.S. attorney. God, I'm sorry, just went brain dead here. Former U.S. attorney here in California has promised to, defend her vigorously.
Of course.
So, of course, that's what you would expect. It seems like they have a lot of stuff on her, though.
Okay, let's go to the race for governor, which we love to cover. Or maybe it's just me, and you're like, why are we doing this again? So the latest Too Soon poll now has Chad Bianco, the Republican, at number one. Who is Chad Bianco? We know he's a sheriff in Riverside County and all that, but to get that type of support at 13%, now ahead of Katie Porter, who dropped 6 points.
Yeah.
What does this mean? Anything?
No. It doesn't mean anything.
The primary is in June. It's not that far off.
Primary's in June. The final filing deadlines are in February. The thing I was at yesterday, there was a lot of discussion about this. And right now, polls, right now they just don't mean that much. I think at the end of the day, we'll see in February, because I think we're all still anticipating a Rick Caruso or a Swalwell, maybe a Tom Steyer, somebody else on the Republican side. We haven't heard any specific names on the Republican side, but there's a good chance with all the shakeup and redistricting and I think when we start having these conversations in February, we will have a much better idea of what this is going to look like.
Okay, to your point, in that poll, 44% undecided.
Yes.
Okay, so
100%.
Yes. Okay, SB 41 signed by the governor, and this is about pharmacy benefit managers. If you have prescriptions that you're having a difficult time getting your insurance company to approve, will SB 41 help? And obviously, pharmacy benefit managers appear very much to be the bad dudes in this.
Yeah, it's interesting. To answer the first question, I think time will tell. We're not 100% sure on that. What is going to happen, though, is that these organizations, which they are essentially the middlemen between the the drug manufacturers and, your doctor. So if you're going to get a medication, they're the ones that are going to have to approve it. Right, and there's a great benefit for them. They're getting drugs put on the approval list based on certain things, and there's money to be made. They often get a cut of that. So critics have contended for a long time that they are a big part of why drug costs have gone through the roof. Many, many states before us have regulated PBMs in much stronger ways than we virtually had no regulations. There was the Wild West here. So now they're going to have to register with the state. They're going to have a lot of more approval stuff come from the state. So time will tell, but I do think that it's a good chance that this will affect everybody's drug prices a little bit.
Okay, it's a big story in Capital Weekly, SB 41, so a lot of people interested in that. So, okay, Rich Eisen, Editor-in-Chief, Capital Weekly. Rich, thank you.
Of course.